I wish I could provide a better picture than that, but I can't. So, to take us to the next phase of the Fast Start program, I want to share with you guys some philosophies that I've experienced in my working with the 10K program. I've been pretty lucky. In the summer of 2007, we had 13 weeks in a row with the 10K Fast Starter. We had a week where we actually had 4 people hit it in the same week. A brother and a sister both won Cancun the same week. We had multiple $20,000 Fast Starters, and our biggest one was $27,000 Fast Start as well. And so last summer we had 8 people sell 10,000. And I want to share with you guys that this idea of a 10K program really came about a couple years ago, but it is something that is extremely valuable to our success, and I believe truly that this is one of the Southwest Region's secret weapons for sure. We have such great 10K philosophies and programs that I want to share with you guys. Really not the actual PC, but because all of you guys saw that at our last meeting that we had together as a region, but I want to share with you some philosophies that I've found to be true. First and foremost, the first thing I tell you is that the 10K PC is not the actual program. Let me just make that very, very clear. So the philosophies that I'm going to share with you guys, realize it is a complete program. It's days 1 through 10. A lot of it starts with targeting in the interview and works its way through the 10 days. But a major part of it is the 10K PC. And so in your summer schedules that you probably covered with your division manager during your CAP, you probably noticed that every Tuesday you guys will be doing PCs. And one of those PCs every single solitary week will be your 10K PC. And so I want to make sure that the first note that you guys take today is that you need to run this 10K PC every single week. You want to do it consistently. And where I'll start out is post-advanced training basically on Tuesday and take you through the philosophies before Nathan wraps us up. If somebody's at $1,500 in CPO or more by the time of advanced training, or Monday night at midnight in essence, then they're on pace to sell 10,000. And we have multiple 10K Fast Start profiles that will back up that information as well. So I want to let you guys know again, 1,500 is the number, 3,000 puts them on pace for 15, and 5,000 puts them on pace for 20. And so although we may be talking about a 10K PC, I'm going to tell you that you can really substitute any number in this PC, whether it's 10, 15, or 20,000 plus, and it's going to work out all the same. By that stretch, you could also substitute in the number 6,000, and somebody's going to be just as fired up about making $1,000 in their first 10 days as well. So that being said, I'm going to give you the first tip or the first philosophy of the 10K PC, and that is the first thing that you want to do is you want to build belief. Okay? Perception is reality, folks. And it doesn't matter how much in Cutco they've sold, they still don't have the full belief that they can sell 10,000 plus in their first 10 days. I promise you that. I promise you that. Because in this day and age, until you've seen something, sometimes it's very hard to believe. And I want you to understand that although you may have somebody in front of you that's fired up, that's ready to go, that will sit there and tell you to your face, I can sell this 10,000, I got a foolproof plan, I got the customers to back it up. At the same time, that's only what they're showing you. What they're not telling you is what they're really thinking, and that's the inner voice. And during the 10K PC, I'm not talking to that facade. I'm not talking to that confident person that they're showing me. I'm talking to the scared individual who can't wrap their mind around this big number. I want to talk to the inner voice. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to build belief. I'll do this through several things. I'll do this first and foremost through your most powerful tool, which is showing the 10K Fast Start profiles. And part of that first 10K PC is getting somebody in there and saying, hey, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I don't have the time to meet with everybody. As a branch or district manager, my time is limited, and we really have to prioritize the people we meet with. But let me tell you, I wanted to meet with you specifically because I have full confidence and belief that you can sell $10,000 in your first 10 days. Now, I know you're only at $1,500 right now, and I know it seems like a stretch, and it's a big number to wrap your mind around. I get that. You may not even been thinking that you could sell 10K, but I wanted to show you something. And this is where we take out those profiles, and we would show them one after the other of people who sold $1,500 in their first 3 days, had a consistent day 4 through 7, and then a big second weekend. And we have countless number of profiles that will back that up. So rather than relying on just your word and belief that they can do it, I think you need to actually show them tangible evidence, and that's how we build belief. And number 2, so after they have the confidence and belief, okay? Number 2, I want to build up the exclusivity of doing it and the benefits of the accomplishment. I want to build up the exclusivity of doing it and the benefits of the accomplishment. Now, before I get into the specifics, I want to explain to you guys, again, my talk is the philosophies of this PC. I want to explain to you why this comes second in the order and why the building belief is first. Again, the most important thing is that we want to take a rep's mentality and we want to shift their mentality so that they're thinking the right way, because we can't change somebody's actions, we can only change the way they think. So once they're thinking the right way, that is where, when we give direction, it will be most powerful. And you, as the manager, will be most persuasive. So after shifting their mentality, then I give them the direction, which is building up the exclusivity, the benefits of the accomplishment. They're going to be more willing to listen to what you have to say. So I'm going to give you a couple thoughts here. One thought I would jot down is leading from a positive. Leading from a positive. For those of you that work with me, you understand I talk about leading from a positive quite a bit. And when I say leading from a positive, what I'm in essence saying is that rather than telling somebody, hey, listen, I want to see you sell 10K, I want to see you hit this mark, I want to see you achieve these levels, I want this, I want that, or I think you need to, or anything of that nature, I would consider that almost to be leading from a negative. Now that sounds worse than it actually is, but what I mean to say is when you're leading from a positive, what you're doing is you're getting people to want to work for you instead of feeling like they have to. And so during this section of building up the exclusivity and the benefits, I would basically talk to them about how great would it be for you to have this. I mean, think about it. In all the time, you've got a successful family, you've got mom and dad who are very successful, and yet I don't know if they've ever gone out at your age and accomplished something like this. I mean, you go to this great high school, and yet I can't think of anybody else from your high school who has achieved something of this level. I mean, you realize Vector recruits 40 to 50,000 people a year, and yet less than 1% of those people actually do what it is that you're setting out to do. So to say that selling 10,000 for your fast start is a big deal, I think is an understatement. When you look back and you're 50 years old on the list of major accomplishments in your lifetime, this makes the list. This is one of the single greatest things you can do. And to say that even out of all the people in America, over 300 million people, that you've done something less than 1% of 1% have ever even thought of accomplishing, gives you the advantage, gives you the edge, and so on and so forth. And so this goes again to leading from a positive. We want to build it up in such a way that people want to do it more than we want them to do it. They're fired up about selling 10,000 because of what it means for their life. They're fired up about selling 10,000 about how it will make them look to their parents, about how their friends will now view them, about what it will do for their future. We want them to own this goal. We want them to truly understand what it means to be in this elite group of people. Number 3 is you got to show them how to do it. You got to show them the actual plan. So here are some things I use when I show them the actual plan. The first thing I want to calculate is their average order from their first weekend. I want to figure out what their closing ratio is.